Welcome to World Alert Updates. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The world watched in stunned silence, eyes glued to screens as history unfolded in real time. In a moment that would echo across continents, a Japanese warship unleashed a new kind of thunder, shattering expectations and rewriting the rules of naval warfare. On a gray, windswept day off Japan's coast, a sharp electric crack split the air, a projectile rocketed skyward at unbelievable speed, leaving a trail of ionized air and awe in its wake. This was Japan's bold announcement to the world. It had mastered the electromagnetic railgun, a weapon once thought to be the stuff of science fiction. More than a technological feat, it was a message to Beijing and the world. Japan was now a major player in next-generation warfare, ready to defend its interests with cutting-edge power. The era of gunpowder was ending, the age of electromagnetic force had begun, marking a turning point in military history. For years, superpowers chased the dream of a functional railgun. Hypersonic projectiles, pinpoint accuracy, and massive range that could change the face of naval combat forever. The US spent billions, only to shelve its project, frustrated by technical hurdles and budget constraints. Japan persisted, quietly solving the problems that stumped others, working in silence while the world doubted their progress. Japanese engineers created a weapon both powerful and reliable for naval combat, a system that could be deployed in real-world conditions. The implications were immediate. Japan, long limited to self-defense, now had a weapon with both offensive and defensive potential, expanding its strategic options. It could shoot down missiles, aircraft, and drone swarms, or strike ships and land targets from afar, giving Japan a flexible and formidable new tool. This single test shifted the military balance in the Pacific, giving Japan a powerful deterrent and a new sword to protect its interests and allies. The shockwaves were felt most in Beijing, where China's military modernization suddenly faced a new and unexpected threat. China's belief in its technological edge was shattered, forcing a rapid reassessment of its own capabilities and strategies. Japan's railgun could potentially neutralize China's advanced systems, resetting the strategic balance and raising the stakes in any future conflict. The race for military supremacy in Asia had entered a new high-stakes chapter, with every nation watching and recalibrating their plans. The world's attention was now fixed on the Pacific, as analysts and leaders debated what this breakthrough meant for global security. The rules of warfare had changed overnight, ushering in an era where technology and innovation would decide the balance of power. Japan had fired the opening shot in a new era, and the world would never look at naval power the same way again. The American railgun began as a vision of overwhelming power, a weapon that could change the very nature of naval warfare and redefine the future of military technology. Imagine warships firing hypersonic slugs at their enemies, delivering destruction at incredible speeds for just a fraction of what a missile would cost. Using massive bursts of electrical energy, the railgun could launch a metal slug at Mach 6, nearly 4,600 miles per hour, relying on sheer kinetic force alone, with no need for explosives. The promise was huge: safer ammunition storage, cheaper shots, and a devastating range that could outclass traditional naval guns. The US Navy invested over $500 million, building and testing prototypes that could punch through thick steel from miles away, impressing engineers and military strategists alike. But reality hit hard. The immense forces and extreme heat generated by each shot destroyed barrels after just a few dozen firings, making the weapon unreliable for real combat. Power systems needed to fire the railgun were too large and heavy for most ships, and advanced fire control struggled to maintain accuracy over such long distances. Costs soared, technical problems mounted, and after years of effort, the Navy quietly shelved the project, leaving many disappointed. Focus shifted to hypersonic missiles, more practical, less risky, and easier to deploy with existing technology. The railgun's cancellation was a rare American setback in advanced weaponry, leaving a void for other nations to fill and a sense of unfinished business. The dream wasn't dead, just waiting for someone else to solve the puzzle. Japan was watching closely, and learning from every American misstep. The hard lessons of failure in the US would become the seeds of future success elsewhere, inspiring new generations of engineers. The railgun story was far from over. Its legacy would echo in the innovations yet to come. While America stumbled, Japan took a different path, prioritizing reliability over raw power. Japanese engineers, with partners like Japan Steelworks, tackled the biggest issue: barrel life. Through new alloys and designs, they built a railgun that could withstand repeated firing. The breakthrough came at sea. The JS Asuka test ship fired its railgun flawlessly, integrated with ship power and targeting. This was a leap beyond land tests, proving the weapon's viability in real naval conditions. Collaboration was key. After the US paused its program, American experts shared data, helping Japan avoid old pitfalls. The result, a practical, cost-effective medium-caliber railgun ready for deployment. Japan had not just revived the railgun, it had perfected it for the modern fleet. The Phoenix had risen, and it wore Japanese colors. Japan's railgun is a game-changer for one reason above all: cost. This revolutionary weapon system is set to redefine naval warfare, not just for Japan but for the entire region. A single missile can cost millions of dollars, draining defense budgets with every launch. In contrast, a railgun slug costs just thousands, making it a far more economical choice for modern navies. This affordability means defending against swarms of drones or incoming missiles is now practical. No longer will navies risk bankrupting themselves with each defensive shot. The railgun's incredible velocity and rapid rate of fire make it perfect for intercepting not only traditional threats, but also advanced ballistic and hypersonic missiles that were previously almost impossible to stop. Its mere presence on Japanese warships forces adversaries to rethink their strategies, introducing a new level of uncertainty for any potential aggressor. The simple, inert projectiles are much safer to store and handle, allowing ships to carry far more ammunition than ever before, and reducing the risks of catastrophic accidents. With deeper magazines and fewer resupply needs, Japan's Navy can now stay in the fight longer, maintaining a powerful presence during extended operations at sea. This new capability doesn't just boost Japan's defenses, it elevates the nation from a junior partner to a true technological leader in the region, inspiring allies and deterring rivals. It also strengthens the US-Japan alliance, giving Tokyo a greater and more influential role in regional security, and ensuring both nations are better prepared for future challenges. For the first time in decades, Japan has developed a homegrown weapon that truly reshapes the Indo-Pacific balance, signaling a new era of innovation and self-reliance. The railgun is both shield and sword, transforming Japan's place in Asia and giving it a decisive edge in maritime security. The balance of power has shifted, and the world is watching as Japan leads the way into the future of naval warfare. As Japan perfected kinetic power, China turned to light, unveiling the LY-1, a truck-mounted military laser. Chinese media called it a revolutionary air defense tool, able to silently destroy drones and munitions. Its main advantage, an infinite magazine and ultra-low cost per shot, just electricity. Lasers hit at the speed of light, making them ideal for swatting down fast, cheap threats. The LY-1 was showcased as ready for deployment, projecting an image of unstoppable Chinese progress. But the laser is just one part of China's broader push for directed energy weapons, including ship-mounted systems. The goal? A layered defense mixing missiles, guns, and lasers. Lasers aren't replacements but critical complements, perfect for close-in defense. China's message: it's racing to dominate the future battlefield. The arms race had a new, silent contender. Despite the hype, lasers like China's LY-1 have major weaknesses. Their greatest enemy is the air itself. Rain, fog, dust, and smoke scatter and weaken the beam. In bad weather, a powerful laser might barely reach its target. Lasers also demand huge amounts of electricity and generate intense heat, requiring bulky power and cooling systems. Firing rates are limited by overheating. Lasers must dwell on a single spot for seconds to burn through, a problem against fast or spinning targets. Simple countermeasures like reflective coatings or rapid spinning can defeat them. Lasers excel at close-range defense against slow drones in clear weather, but struggle in real combat conditions. They are specialized tools, not superweapons. The silent killer has a visible Achilles heel: the environment and physics. In the chaos of battle, lasers are just one piece of the puzzle. Japan's railgun and China's laser represent two philosophies: brute force versus focused energy. The railgun's projectile is immune to weather, striking with hypersonic power in any condition. Its range far exceeds that of lasers, hitting targets over 100 miles away. Railgun slugs are nearly impossible to intercept and destroy on impact. Lasers, meanwhile, excel at close-in defense. Speed of light delivery, ultra-low cost, perfect for drone swarms. In practice, the best defense combines both railguns for long-range threats, lasers for close-in swarms. Imagine a Chinese attack. Japan's railguns target incoming missiles from afar, lasers mop up drones and leakers at close range. The two systems are not rivals but partners in layered defense. Each fills a gap the other cannot. The future of naval warfare is not either or, it's both, working together. The arms race is about integration, not just innovation. The battlefield is evolving fast. Japan and China's new weapons mark a turning point in Asia's arms race. Both nations are moving beyond imported tech, building their own cutting-edge systems. For Japan, the railgun signals a new era of self-reliance and proactive defense. For China, lasers and hypersonics are tools to challenge US dominance. The US welcomes Japan's rise but worries about China's rapid progress. The old technological gap is closing fast. Asia's security is now a three-way contest: US, China, and a resurgent Japan. This could stabilize the region through mutual deterrence, or spark a dangerous new arms race. The future hangs in a delicate balance. The next chapter of Asian security will be written by technology and the choices of its leaders. The stakes have never been higher. Japan's railgun and China's laser are more than new weapons, they're the opening moves of a new era. These technologies are rewriting the rules of military power in the Pacific century. The race for supremacy is now about innovation, not just numbers. Railguns and lasers could stabilize the region by making war too costly, or tempt nations to strike first, believing in a fleeting advantage. The speed of these weapons compresses decision-making, raising the risk of miscalculation. Ultimately, the future depends on the wisdom of leaders in Tokyo, Beijing, and Washington. These tools can build peace or fuel catastrophe. The choices made now will shape Asia's destiny. The first chapter of this new age has been fired from a Japanese warship. The world is watching. The Pacific's future is being forged, one shot at a time.